Hello Pisces, we are Kemet. Thank you so much for joining us. This is for the Sun, Moon and Rising sign of Pisces. Beautiful Pisces, let us see what is coming through for you at this time. Kiatur talvikiesh kata riaki lazurosh, rivirkia zatolovem, miarakish talvarosh, kitur talozirosh ketash, laviresh katur tavem, kiavok. Okay, we are ready for your integration, Pisces. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in, vilayatos kiatur talovaros ravir, and a deep breath out, vilatur kiavos reaviresh. Keep breathing at ease, Pisces. Talvalos ravir, kiaziria kios katur, talvakikias katuros talozatos kiazir, riviesh kiatur talovamesh. Rikiesh. Come back. A divine comeback. Source almost saying, come back with a vengeance. Very interesting. When we pow is what we saw, which is very like, okay, that's very interesting, Source. Pisces, come back. Come back. You have been away at sea for a very long time, Pisces. You've had to do much work. You've had to do much work to balance and to come back into your full capacity. You had to release the physical for quite some time, didn't you? The two fish swimming in the fish, the two fish swimming in the individual fish bowls, right? Breaking free from the fish bowls to swim into the oceans of Source. And then you had to surrender the light, surrender the physical aspects, because that was keeping you in the fishbowl. And you had to just go with the swim of the fish of the shadow, go swimming with your inner fish. And you were away in the oceans, away in the shadows. You've been away in the shadow frequency, away in the depth of the ocean. You have been away, Source is saying. And even if you've been in the physical, practically doing your work, practically going about your day with family, and you have been away. You haven't really felt fully engaged in your physical, fully here, fully engaged in life, fully present in what is happening. You have really been shifted way into that Neptune, your Neptune-y dream-like energies. And that was for the healing. That was to release being so close to the physical, being so attached. You had to really take a huge step back. And you went away to the ocean, to the sea. You were away. And no matter how much you tried to do things, to build things, to practically shape up your physical, it felt like it was just falling, not really able to hold and keep your physical experiences together. That's because, again, Source is saying you were away, you were not here, and there's a return to a more present, more physical you. And yet it isn't the same as before. You have now recalled your shadow, and we mean recall as in remembering, and also recalled it, called it back, reclaimed it, re-anchored it into your frequency. So you're now in the unknown light. You're now one with the fish of the shadow, and yet it feels that now you are so unified that your movement in the shadow really now impacts and affects your physical. So it no longer feels distant, almost like an echo, like, you know, almost slow and out of time and out of sync, as though you put energy towards something and then it almost ripples and takes long for it to catch up and do something, or you focus on something and then it almost feels like, why is it difficult to, almost like you're pulling teeth, you're trying to pull energies together. It felt almost that your hold on the physical was very, you couldn't really grip it. You couldn't really grip this physical and shape it. And now you are coming into a space where you're going to feel quite able to influence and shape the physical in a more dynamic way. So saying come back. A lot of this energy where you were away doing the work, it almost felt like you weren't able to really progress, or that things in your life were on pause. And so maybe where you had expected to be after a few years, it's not where you are, and you're finding, oh, why can't I shift beyond this? Why I should have been able to build by now, should have been able to be at a different space. And Source was saying, no, it was vital that the work was inner. The focal point was not in the physical, the focal point was your inner self. That's where the work had to be done, and now finally the focus can shift, not only to the physical, but to both. And this focusing in both worlds, and the physical getting the same amount now as the inner, because the inner was being prioritized. The physical really almost got enough view, enough attention for you to maintain yourself, is what we're receiving, for you just to be able to keep up, while the majority of the work was the inner. Now finally there's almost there's a 50-50 split, and you're going to find quite a surge of energy return to your physical experiencing, and a surge of momentum and activity where it feels like a comeback, where finally you're on top of things, finally you're on top of your career, you're on top of your relationship dynamics, your relationships, you're on top of your flow, you're on top of your well-being, you're on top of your physical aspects. Source is saying it almost feels as though, imagine for the few years you couldn't really do much of your admin, your adulting, like the insurance and, paying off debt and just clearing things. You couldn't really just get that sorted. All of a sudden you're able to be on top of things, go do the insurance stuff, do all the admin stuff, really start looking for new work and getting the new work, or finally start investing in a new home, or shifting and moving to the new home, or to your new place, or your travel, or finally being able to feel grounded enough to start a new relationship, or to explore friendships, to explore community, to engage again, even in your physical reality. A lot of you went into quite a hermit mode. Again, you were away at sea, so even socializing didn't thrill you. It wasn't something that excited you. It wasn't something that called to you to be out there, to mingle. It wasn't something that called to you. And now all of a sudden you're feeling called to be social. You feel inspired to spend time out, to maybe go watch a movie in the theater, to go to a flea market, to go to a food market, to go explore music festivals. You're all of a sudden feeling yourself more engaging in the physical. And sources saying the reason why we said boom boom with a vengeance, it's not with a vengeance as if you're coming to, there's some revenge. It's almost as though you're coming to avenge your old self. That the way that you lived wasn't a true reflection of who you are, and now you're coming to reclaim it, to really reclaim and to live a life that is rewarding and aligning and reflective of your truth. Not giving in to the conditioning and the fear, but now being the love and living the joy and living the bliss. And you just come up on top. There's a frequency of you coming out on top, where it feels like even in the past few years, you're really trying to build things or really trying to work towards things, and they were put on the back burner. You couldn't really get ahead, almost like hitting your head against the wall, the wheels spinning, really couldn't, spinning your wheels couldn't get that traction to move forward. All of a sudden, you get the traction, you're moving forward. All of a sudden, things are building. And for some of you, we feel that maybe, not that you have released the need to prove anything to people. That no longer thrills you. The external is no longer a experience or a frequency you want to show off for or to people please you. That was part of the going in, so that you can really lose the attachment and the codependency and the attachment and the way people are with the physical. That was the journey away. You just took a big step back, and in that big step back, you were able to see how people relate with each other, how people relate with the physical, how people give their power away. How you give your power away, how you relate with people. You're really able to learn intrinsically how you work, how energies work, and how people relate with each other. And now that you're back, you're coming back with all that knowledge. You're coming back with all that wisdom, and as much as, again, you're not prioritizing the external, it feels like for a lot of you, it is the sense of everybody else progressed while you were almost stagnant and paused. And now all of a sudden you're just shooting up, progressing so much faster. And it's not that it's because you're better that you're progressing faster and maybe even more, with more abundance and more push than the others around you now. It's more that they were able to continue in the physical and build while doing the inner work. So their experiences and their downloads and their integrations allowed for a dual creation, while yours was inner and then shift outer. And because of that shift, it just adds that momentum. So it's almost like a comeback where maybe people around you are like, whoa, maybe they were concerned or worried, or they were thinking, oh, you maybe lost your way, you're not really, oh, they were really doing great, and then they just, disappeared. And all of a sudden you are back and you are flying and you are zooming and you are succeeding. And it's just like, whoa, where did you come from? And it's just this comeback, and it is sustainable. It is not short term. It is not temporary. It is permanent. It is you now. It is now the building up. It gets more and more and more. Actually, sources saying it's finally as though you're finally tuned into your channel, into your radio station, into your music, into your frequency. And now that you're finally there and everything has aligned and you've done all the work to connect to the energies, you've done all the work to integrate, you are fully ready. Your physical vessel is ready, your mental body is ready, your emotional body is ready, your spiritual body is ready. You've done all the prep work. You are ready, and now finally you've shifted into the platform you're going to create in, and now you're ready to engage in it. You just have this almost like a second wind, this propulsion, this energy, this excitement takes over you, and you just feel ready now for this next cycle, this next journey. And and sources saying it comes quite quite like a force, and it doesn't mean that it knocks you over, but rather you are the force that's knocking things over. You just feel this energy, the way that you are, the way that you be, your presence, because you're here now and you've done so much work that already people can feel your energy, already people can feel your light, can feel this beautiful power from you emanating, but it's almost been subtle, right? It's they can feel its power, and yet in the physical, it feels muted, like, it's there but reined in, and now all of a sudden it's just there within and without, and it's not reined in, it's full on, because now you're in the physical, you're engaged, you're no longer out at sea, you're now back within the sea and the land, back here, in here fully, and it feels quite comfortable for you to be in this space. So expect unexpected. Expect the unexpected, unexpected changes, unexpected shifts happening, um, um, quite dynamic changes happening in your life. And you have all the tools, the skills, and you're ready. You are really excited to start now taking action in this way, in these energies, however it unfolds, okay? All of it's different. It might be in your career, it might be in your relationships, it might be in your spiritual awakening, your spiritual energies. It can be in all of the above, right? So wherever you were feeling almost removed and that you couldn't really influence, all of a sudden you are here and you're influencing it quite powerfully. And it's there's a magnetic there's a magnetic energy around you where you're just attracting everyone, attracting everything you need. It's again, it just feels like you've plugged in, and then all of a sudden everything comes online and working, and it's quite a playful experience for you, because it feels like finally you have been released. Sources saying, imagine this excited puppy ready to experience the world, but then it feels like somebody was holding you, so you were just like, oh, but I'm ready, but I'm ready, but I'm ready, let me do something, let me do something, but let me do something, and you really couldn't. You were like, no, wait, not yet, not yet, you're still learning. All of a sudden you've been released, and it's that kind of excitement and energy and innocence, because it's quite new energy, and yet you have anchored in the mastery from your time at sea. Okay, we are ready for your grounding meditation, Pisces. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Deep breath in, breathing in source energy all around you. Deep breath out, breathing out tension, breathing out resistance, releasing the mind. Deep breath in, breathing in source energy within you. Ratir kia varosh ratir. Deep breath out, breathing out tension, breathing out resistance, releasing the mind. Deep breath in, breathing in source energy anchoring into each and every single cell of your body, and a deep breath out, breathing out tension, breathing out resistance, releasing the mind. Keep breathing, Pisces. As you breathe, source energy anchors into each and every single cell, each atom, each molecule. You are source energy. Viatosh. Kirivish talavalo talo. Viriesh. Divine presence. Gita. Riesh. Kitur. Dalviresh. Kivirash. Daviresh Kavir. Your presence is wanted, Pisces. Your presence is wanted, accepted, celebrated, and adored. You are received. Blessed be.